I released a video showing the early construction and the foundation being dug for the super mega project, probably the craziest project in the world currently, the Line in Saudi Arabia, which plans to be a contained line megacity located in Nami. And we've got another update on that here in early of 2024. Really nothing crazy happening when it comes to the line. It seems they're still digging out the foundation, but they've gotten deeper to the point where you can actually see some water arising just because of how deep they've dug. I'm assuming these are all photos from the line that have been recently taken all in 2024. And I would say at this point, they're probably pretty close to actually laying some form of foundation, maybe the walls of the foundation for the line. The first initial stage of the line is supposed to welcome guests by the year 2030. That seems like a major stretch based on the original construction. Then again, they do have roughly 6 years to get there, but they have not laid any type of foundation yet. They're just digging out. Aerial photos show development of a 170-kilometer long Saudi Arabian city, the line, and that was updated in February. You'll notice in some of the renderings, number one, these renderings they're just crazy to me. It seems like something from Halo, but the exterior is mirrored. So it's going to be like this futuristic mirror with two walls, and then in between that, a contained environment. People have come out against the line. Certainly when you look at travel within the line, it's going to be very difficult considering it's not circular. You have to go one way or another. It's going to be very hard to get to different places. If you were to live within the line, you would have to have everything, right near you. It's not like you could live on one side and then go to the other. It would take a very long time considering how big the line actually is. The walls will be 500 meters high, and the total residents are expected to be around 9 million. The area will be filled with interconnected mixed-use community spaces. There will obviously be no roads or cars, and the estimated cost of this project, and no, I'm not kidding, it is anywhere from $500 billion to $1 trillion. The total potential cost of the line, the amount of money that Saudi Arabia has with their oil reserves is just ridiculous. There's several people in Saudi Arabia probably worth around $1 trillion. It is pretty crazy considering we consider Bezos and Musk to be the richest people in the world. They're worth like around 150, 170, depending on the stock prices, as opposed to what they're doing here with $1 trillion development. Hey, it's funny they say $500 billion to $1 trillion. I can't even describe the cost of that. If you think about SoFi Stadium, the most expensive development when it comes to a stadium in North America, cost around $5 billion. Well, times that, by like 100, and maybe you're halfway to the cost of the line. The latest progress video of the line is the clearest indicator of its scale yet. This was a video that was posted to LinkedIn. It's very hard to get updates of the line. I'm noticing a similar problem with the Qiddiya Six Flags theme park and the Falcon's Flight, the biggest roller coaster in the world. It's hard to actually see updated photos of it just because of where it's being built. But yes, there are some updated aerial shots. You can see the foundation being dug and kind of the water sprouting out with how deep it's going, along with some of the renderings as well. Is another recent article quote, "We are committed. Neom shares progress on the line with a new video. The first phase of the line is still scheduled to be completed by 2030. And I'm sure when they actually start building up the walls, that is going to get major press. I guess there is still the idea this project could be abandoned relatively easily, and it would just look like a ridiculous line dug out in the desert. I mean, honestly, that's kind of what most people expect this project to go. Nobody really expects this to actually be completed, but apparently they're very close to finishing digging out the foundation and possibly starting actual construction on the line, maybe by the end of the year, although we'll see. They're very secretive when it comes to the construction progress. I wish they could say when they were actually going to start building up the line itself. But right now, that is really all the updates we have. And then the other thing I wanted to show It's this new airport that they're putting in Saudi Arabia to kind of connect all of the different areas. There are so many different mega project developments going up in this area, not just the line. And of course, the airport is just ridiculous. When you look at like an aerial shot of the renderings, I mean, what is that? Like, but no, if you zoom in, you can see, yes, there are airplanes down there. It's like they're connected to some type of a rock formation that's been carved out, like along with like a marsh wetland area. It's impossible to explain this stuff. It just doesn't look like it's real and can't possibly be done. It's almost like it's just interwoven with the desert. And I'm guessing that's exactly what they want when it comes to something like this. They don't want anything looking like industrial or like a city. They want it all to be intertwined with nature. And there are a bunch of different renderings and models of what this airport that's going to connect all of these potential mega projects together. And apparently there are 2 new mega projects in the area that I'm going to talk about here in a second. But when it comes to the line just wrapping it up, we'll see if they do start actually building upwards rather than digging out the foundation. And really, what is the future of it? Does it end up being an abandoned construction site? Do they get halfway done with it and realize it's impossible? Or do they fully finish it with a potential price tag of almost $1 trillion? These are 2 other projects that just recently got announced. Yeah. I can't even begin to explain this one. No, this is apparently a golf course. Certainly a pretty crazy. I'm not even sure what you would call that. Maybe that's the clubhouse for the golf course, but yeah, pretty remarkable. It is a luxury 18-hole golf course with an 80-room luxury hotel right next to the water off the one side of the golf course. And then this would be a luxury town that was just announced in and around the area in late February. Beautiful imagery there. I also, while I was on the Resort X, I saw this Las Vegas resort updates, and then it's just the new stadium. I don't even think it's a resort, but yeah, that must be just something they updated there. You can see the new stadium design, and then these are just new renderings on the Six Flags Qiddiya. This is an aerial shot of, they've got like a big racetrack. It's almost like the main thing of this theme park is the racetrack, but they do also have crazy roller coasters as well. You can see they've like elevated it now. Some renderings. This is a kind of a weird hotel I saw called the Lifestyle Hotel. It is a 4-star hotel split up into 3 different parts. You can see like uneven going up, kind of an interesting design. And then this is some type of maybe soccer field or like stadium area with just the crazy exterior. They do that exterior where it's just like a bunch of boxes and kind of a mirrored look on the outside, almost like a square, just a bunch of different like square shapes. Really futuristic, really cool. But there is that as well. Either way, guys, that is the latest update on the line. We will see when we get new construction photos. That's going to do it for this one. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.